I'm Ayame. This is my husband Takashi and my son Shingo. Shingo was taking a nap. I decided to get started on dinner. But then my phone rang. Ugh, it's my father-in-law. It's that time of year again. I really didn't feel like talking to him, but I had no choice. I picked up the phone. Hello?
Ayame, it's almost New Year's. You know what that means?
Not really.
What do you mean? You forgot already? You gotta help us prepare for the New Year's holiday. You better be here by the 28th at the latest.
Ugh. Every year, I had to go to my husband's parents' house to help out with holiday preparations. Last year, they had this big party with all their relatives, and it was a nightmare.
Hey you, bring me another drink.
Hey, dear, I spilled some soy sauce. Can you clean it up for me? These people treated me like a servant. But he gave his son special treatment.
Takashi must be busy with work, so he doesn't have to come that early. But you and Shingo, you better be here. Got it?
He should be the one helping out. After all, they're his parents. My father-in-law was so bossy, I couldn't stand him. I tried to say no last year, but couldn't. But I took a deep breath. Then, I'm not going this year. I want to relax. Then, before he could say anything, I hung up. I blocked his number and threw my phone on the couch. That felt good. And the thing is, I only got to visit my parents for a day. It was so unfair. I want to spend time with my parents for a change. He's probably going to call Takashi to tell on me, but whatever. And Takashi was always busy. He won't be able to reach him for a while. Screw them. I'm not going to be bossed around anymore. It was time to fight back. A few hours later, I got a text from Takashi.
I got a call from my dad. He was pissed. I couldn't understand what he was saying. What happened?
Sounds like his father was pretty upset. I'll tell you about it tonight. Then I waited for him to come home. He's not a bad person, but Takashi was a kind person, and he always looked after Shingo on the weekends. But he grew up in a home where it was normal to treat women like servants, so he never said anything about the way his father treated me. Hopefully this will change his mind.
Hey, I'm home.
Takashi handed me a box of cake.
I got you your favorite.
Oh, thanks. You probably knew I was upset. Dinner's on the table. Go wash up. We'll talk after Shingo falls asleep.
What? Is everything okay? You're not leaving me, are you?
Why do you say that? Should I?
What? No.
He knew something was up. He seemed worried. Then, a few hours later, we sat down to have a talk. Today, I told you, Dad, I was finished. I'm not going there for New Year's anymore.
What? Why would you do that? You should call him and apologize.
Takashi stood up. Why should I apologize?
Well, I mean, we go there every year.
That's the problem. I don't want to go down there anymore. I tried my best to keep my voice down. They treat me like a servant there. I bet you didn't know that. You always get drunk and pass out. He could barely hold his liquor.
So what? Why can't I have a little drink on New Year's holiday? I want to relax.
Takashi raised his voice at me. So I stood up and said, I want to relax too. Ever since I married you, I haven't been able to relax on New Year's holiday once. I yelled at him, to which he said,
Oh, I had no idea.
He said quietly and sat back down. You understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
Good. Then we're going to visit my parents this year. If possible, I'd like to leave on the 28th.
Okay. I'll talk to Dad tomorrow.
You better. Then I walked into the bedroom. I did it, baby! This year we're going to be able to spend a lot of time together, I said to my son. Then I crawled into bed next to him. Let's just hope Takashi will be able to convince his father. I was still a bit worried. A few moments later, I fell asleep. Morning. The next day, Takashi was up early, even though it was his day off. Then, after breakfast...
All right. Here goes nothing.
He grabbed his phone and called his father.
Hey Dad, it's me. Sorry I missed your call last night. What happened? And where's your wife? She's not picking up either. Well,
I could hear him from here. He was so loud.
for New Year's, we're going to visit Ayame's parents this year. What? What do you mean? I know everyone back home loves Ayame. They all speak highly of her.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But that's only because you worked her like a dog. She's not your servant. You guys want a party? Fine. But leave us out of it. That's all. Bye. Wait, Saka!
Then he hung up on me. Phew, he said. He looked over at me and smiled. Thanks, good work. Oh, and one last thing.
Huh?
He seemed confused. I was glad he took care of his father for me, but this year, you're gonna have to help my family with holiday preparations, okay?
What? But
If you don't want to, you can go to your dad's, but it's up to you, I said to him. It's okay, we all chip in, it won't take that long.
Okay.
Alright then, let's eat some leftover cake. Shingo, come here.
Huh? But we just had breakfast.
It's fine, I'm in a good mood today. For the first time in a while, I was looking forward to the New Year's holiday. Glad everything worked out.
My name is Matsumi Yano. I started college this spring and have been enjoying the campus life. I've been dating Kira from my club for about a week now. Sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries. Let's head out.
We're on our date day today.
I loved seeing my parents cook in the kitchen.
Huh, I see. His parents ran a Japanese dish restaurant and they were both chefs. While listening to him talk about his past, we made it to the restaurant. Whew, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna enjoy this. Even after the food we ordered showed up, he didn't touch the dishes and just kept looking at the food from different angles. Are you not going to eat?
I think 50 points. Barely passing.
Huh? What are you talking about? Really? I feel like all of it is pretty good.
I know because my palate is sophisticated. I grew up with chefs, so I've always been raised knowing how to cook. I gotta be strict on this kind of thing.
I see. Kira kept judging everything and complaining, but still finished his food.
That's just from the presentation though. If the food isn't presented well, along with being delicious, it's not cooking.
Uh-huh. He kept reviewing the food he ordered.
Yeah, the flavor, 35 points. There's almost no flavor in the veggies here, and I'm sure I could do better. These fries? 20 points. They're terrible. They're not using the potato to its fullest extent. I can cut the potatoes differently and make it better.
I wonder if everyone who's ever been raised by chefs are all like this. I kept listening to him talk bad about the food he was eating, which honestly made me feel a little bit, but it's not like he was saying it in front of other employees or anything, so I just let it go. One day, I went to cook food for him. It's perfect. I've always liked cooking. I've cooked for my exes in the past, but they've all rated my cooking highly. Honestly, I was pretty confident that he would say it was good. He started looking my dishes up and down. By the way, today I stir-fried some veggies, made some horseradish and chicken teriyaki along with meatball soup.
Yeah, the presentation is about a 62. I'm just adding a little because you're my girlfriend. I'm sure I would have adjusted the angles a little bit to make it a little prettier.
Seriously? Then he started taking a single bite out of each dish to check the flavor.
You should cut the veggies a little bit bigger, or you can't enjoy the food in your mouth. This is stewed a little too long. It might work in your home, but it's not enough for a restaurant. The meat, first. You need to take that.
And then it was just an onslaught, just like the restaurant. It's not good?
You get a 55 overall. Let's try a little harder next time.
I see. He kept judging things after this, but I was pretty shocked. I was pretty upset after heading home from his house. I guess you just can't get a high score immediately from the son of a restaurant chef. Maybe I overrated my food a little too much. I was pretty confident I would score high, but he smashed that confidence like it was nothing. He's someone who I met because I needed to learn to be a better chef. That's when I honestly believed that. After that day, I started training my cooking. I bought many recipes and bundled them all up in notebooks. I headed home to my mom and had her teach me. I did what I could.
43 points? Let's work a little harder.
but I could never hear him say that something tasted good. Then one day, I made his favorite dish, marinated pork. I had heard what his favorite food was before and learned how to make a good dish from my mom. Today is the day. I presented him the marinated pork. However, maybe that was because it was his favorite dish, he started complaining.
You really didn't think of adding some fine grained pepper? This is a child's dish. Honestly, it's better if I cook it. I'll give it a 40. Barely passing?
He had a shit-eating grin on his face, and I could just feel myself going from liking him to hating him in a split second.
Are you good?
This is so insane!
Hey, what are you laughing? Wait, hang on!
I took his food and started eating while laughing. It's so good! I can't believe how much I've improved. It's too good. I feel bad for the person who can only make fun of this kind of delicious food. So bad. What a pity. Honestly, I wonder if that person can even actually cook. I wonder if that person is just lying.
What? How dare you? I can cook!
Okay, what's necessary to cook marinated pork?
Pork for one, and...
You can't tell me! Do you know you have to marinate it? It takes time. I was talking to him about this while I finished his portion of the meal. I cleaned up the dishes and said that I was over him. This all seems so stupid. Let's break up.
Yeah, that's for the better. I was rating your food for you. You're never going to improve, and I could never date you.
Our relationship ended within a month. After about 10 days after breaking up with him, I was eating lunch with a friend when... Dude, you really need to cut that shit out. It's seriously annoying. I heard screaming and people confused. I looked over at the source of the yelling, and I saw my ex, his suspected now girlfriend, arguing.
What? I'm just honestly reviewing the food.
What? This gingered pork is pretty good at using the ginger flavor, but it's a little too strong. I wish there was more accents in the radish. Who the hell died and made you king of all foods? You're not some kind of food reporter. Let me eat my food in peace.
Who cares? I'm the son of chefs. I'm picky when it comes to food.
Just because you were raised by chefs doesn't mean you get to just talk down everyone else's cooking.
I'm not just any chef's son. I'm the son of a Japanese food chef. I'm tough on Japanese food.
So what? You're not a chef yourself, right? Or wait, you're that good at cooking?
Of course I am. I'm the son of chefs.
I yelled without hesitation. Don't be fooled. When I asked him about marinated pork ingredients, he answered, pork.
What? You?
Why are you lying to brag? Gross. Good food starts to taste bad when I eat with you. Gross. Goodbye.
Wait, Miho!
The cafeteria had a lot of people eating, so news spread quickly, and he was completely embarrassed. He was nicknamed Fraud and Scammy Food Reviewer. Then he randomly messaged me.
You're the only one for me. I'm sorry, you always accepted my critiques without complaint. I can tell you were working so hard for me.
Please make me another dish. This time I will say the positive things about your meals too. Let's find our flavor. He was dumped and now he's completely isolated, so he probably messaged me. You're not self-aware. You don't know what you did wrong. The whole message is just corny. I probably wouldn't be trying to be a fake food reviewer when my friends told me. Honestly, just negative 100 points for this. Don't ever message me again. I blocked him immediately after replying to him.
What's going on? You get a message from a friend?
Nope, don't worry about it.
Okay. Hey, Mutsumi, can you make me another hamburger? It was so good.
Of course. If you have any requests, just let me know.
Thanks. If there's anything I can help you with, let me help.
Thanks, Ryo. Now I cook hard for my new boyfriend. He really loves everything about it. I love eating with him. It might seem like something that's normal, but I realized how nice this was. I wanted to cherish these moments.
I own a small business with 3 employees. I live with my husband and daughter. Want me to make you some brownies for Valentine's Day?
Brownies? Sounds good!
We all got along pretty well. Life was good. 2 years ago, my older brother passed away. I still miss him very much, but I've moved on. He was diagnosed with terminal cancer a few years ago. I still can't believe he's gone. He was quite wealthy. He left us hundreds of thousands of dollars. I had my own business and everything, but I've never seen that much money before. I didn't really know what to do with it at first. I better put into my savings account for now. Gotta spend this money carefully. I talked to my husband about it too. We decided to put it all into our rainy day fund. Anyways, things settled down after that. But then one day, something happened.
Hey, my parents asked me if they could borrow some money. You still got that money your brother left you, right? Can you lend them some?
What? My parents-in-law wanted to borrow some money from me. For what?
Not sure, but they sounded desperate.
But they're your parents. I gotta know what it's for. How much do they want anyways? Didn't he have a savings of his own? How much money are we talking about here? Then he said to me,
$100,000.
What? No way! I said to him, but that didn't matter.
But I already told them yes.
Fine, I'll go talk to them myself. I'm not lending them money. I headed to his parents' house right away. So, what do you need the money for? $100,000 is a lot of money. They looked at each other in silence. But when I told them that I was leaving, my mother-in-law finally said, Runa, she cheated on her husband, and she needs $100,000 to pay him in damages. Again? Runa was my husband's sister. She got caught cheating on her husband 3 years ago. She made her daughter wait outside in mid-August while her boyfriend was over. When you heard about that, you were really mad, so you didn't want to tell me what the money was for.
Pretty much.
My family never had trouble like this, but my husband's family was a mess. They were used to this kind of stuff.
Runa doesn't have that kind of money, and neither do my parents. Just help them out. Come on, it's only $100,000.
Was he being serious? I told them I wasn't going to give them a dime. They started freaking out. They called me all kinds of names on my way out. I hated Runa. She was a homewrecker. I wasn't going to help her.
They got nowhere else to go. Just lend them the money. Come on. You're being unreasonable.
My husband said to me in the car. So now I was the bad guy? The next day,
Dad says he's gonna cancel my education insurance.
what?
I asked him if you knew about this, but then he just got up and left. I'm sorry, Mom.
You don't have to apologize, baby. Thanks for telling me. I'm done with him. My husband tried to take money from our daughter's college fund. Unbelievable. He didn't know where I kept the bank book, so he asked my daughter where it was. And when she asked him what it was for,
I'm gonna cancel your education insurance.
he said to her,
Does Mom know about this?
She doesn't have to. Look, Runa is in trouble. Don't you feel sorry for her? What's wrong with you? Forget it. I'm out of here.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. He can't get away with this. I asked him where he was.
Her husband is asking her to pay child support, too. He's gonna take her daughter away from her. I feel really bad for her, so I'm gonna go talk to her.
What the hell is he talking about? What happened to him? He used to be such a nice person. Where did we go wrong? His sister. She got caught cheating on her husband, and she needs the money to pay her husband.
Oh, I see. Well, if you want to get a divorce, it's fine. Lots of people get divorced these days. I'll be fine.
She was such a sweet kid. I felt like crying, but I didn't have time for that. This was my chance. Sorry, baby. We started packing. I didn't want to put my daughter through this, but I had no choice. I couldn't live with this man anymore. My husband didn't come home for a few days. That actually worked to our advantage. I found a good divorce lawyer and found a new apartment for us to move into. A few days later, we moved out. Then I got a call from my sister-in-law's husband. He came to see me with his lawyer.
Runa told me she was ready to pay me, but there's no way she has that kind of money, so I asked her where she got it, and...
My sister-in-law's gonna pay for me. No worries.
She said to him. I don't think so.
I didn't believe her, but she kept saying the same thing. So, that's why I called.
I kind of felt bad for him. I told him everything he wanted to know.
I'm so sorry I got you involved in all this.
You don't have to apologize. You did nothing wrong. We talked for about an hour. His lawyer gave me a card for a lawyer who specialized in asset management. He said it would come in handy, so that was kind of nice. Anyways, a few days later, I got a text from my husband.
Runa wants to apologize. Come home, will you?
Does he really think I'd let him off the hook? That everything would go back to normal? Think again. He even texted Aya, trying to explain himself, but I told her to ignore it. He just doesn't get it. Whatever, I'm done with him. I'm glad he left us the money, but I don't want to become dependent on it. We talked about this many times. We'll use it as a rainy day fund for family emergencies.
Yeah, you're right.
But saving his dumb sister didn't count as a family emergency to me. She's not even family. And she always looked down on me. She made fun of the fact that my company only had 3 employees. Why would I lend her a dime? I'd rather spend it on something else. I got a call from my in-laws a few days later. They didn't want me to leave their son because if I did that, it'll be impossible to come up with $100,000 for their daughter. I'm just an ATM machine to them. Then for some reason, I got a text from my sister-in-law.
Can we still be friends? Our kids seem to like each other, so LOL.
I don't think we were friends to begin with, and leave the kids out of this. And her husband is gonna take custody of her daughter anyways. And another thing, $100,000 was just for damages. She still had to pay him child support. So even if I lend them the money, it won't solve their problems, but lend us $100,000. I don't think they realize that. What a bunch of idiots. Whatever, I'm done with them. They're not even my real family. I'm gonna ask my husband to pay for child support too. But as for damages, I wasn't gonna ask him for much. He tried to cancel the education insurance, but he was too dumb to figure out how to do it, so my daughter's college fund was safe. But this was still his fault, so I had to sue him for damages, just as a formality. Whatever, I just want to get this over with. When I saw the amount of money my brother left me, I thought I was gonna faint. But I grew up in a poor family, so I didn't even know what to do with it. I guess that was a good thing now that I think about it. My husband wasn't a big spender either, but I guess having all that money changed him. I'm glad I didn't tell him the exact amount of money my brother left me. If I had, they probably would have asked me for more. Anyways, a few months later, the divorce was finalized. Aya made some new friends at her new school. I was so happy for her.
My friends and I are gonna make some chocolate next weekend.
I see. Try making some with marshmallows.
Sounds good.
Oh, and as for my ex-sister-in-law, she got dumped by her boyfriend right after the divorce. Not sure what happened to her after that, but according to her ex-husband,
She paid me in full.
that's good, I guess. Not sure how she came with the money, but whatever. I don't really want to know. Well, I guess she got what she deserved. Good riddance. I'm Yuka Shimizu. I started working at a construction company right after college. I was in the planning department, but work was pretty hard. Our manager, he looked down on women. He never took me seriously. He always told me to make tea for the other employees. Sir, I came up with a really good idea. Will you take a look?
You again. Look, you're a woman. You're gonna get married and quit in a few years. Just go make me some tea or something.
But this is really good. Please, just give me a chance.
I said no. I'm busy. Get out of my face.
He was always like this. He didn't even read my proposal, all because I'm a woman. This is unacceptable. I went to talk to Murakami. He was a colleague of mine. He's so unfair. He didn't even take a look.
Yeah, and your proposals are really good. Much better than mine if you ask me.
Murakami was impressed with my work. This one is really good too, but he won't even give me a chance.
Hey, I got an idea. Let me hand this in under my name. He'll love this for sure. Then, after he says yes, we'll tell him that it was all your idea.
Really? You do that for me?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Murakami. So the next day, he handed in the proposal under his name. The manager loved it. He put together a project team right away.
Great work, Murakami. Thank you.
I was allowed to join the project team thanks to Murakami. There were 6 members on the team. One of them was Mrs. Kobayashi. She had a kid in elementary school. I respected her very much. The manager gave her a hard time for being a woman, but she didn't let him get to her. And she was always helping me out. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. I just heard you came up with this whole idea, right? Yeah, Murakami handed it in for me though. I love it! I can't wait to see the look on his face when we tell him it was all your idea. Thank you, Mrs. Kobayashi. A few weeks later, we had to give a presentation to the executives. All the higher-ups were going to be there, including the CEO, and I was the main speaker.
The manager's probably gonna flip out, but forget him. You got this.
Yeah, I'll show him. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. My name is Shimizu, and...
Wait, what are you doing here? I thought Murakami came up with this whole idea.
Nope, it was me.
What? You guys lied to me?
Everyone started talking.
What is this? And there's no way you came up with this. You're a woman.
Well, this was the only way to get your attention. You never gave me a chance because I was a woman.
Yamaguchi, is that true? What does her gender have to do with anything? Well, sir, most women quit when they get married or pregnant, so I told her to stick to making tea and photocopies.
I brought countless proposals to him, but he never even looked at them. I brought them all. Take a look. I started handing out my past work to the executives.
This is amazing. This would make us a lot of money. True. Yamaguchi, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry, sir. Shimizu, these are really impressive. So tell us more about this project.
Thank you, sir. Of course. So I started my presentation. Everyone there loved it, even the CEO. The manager just sat there in silence.
Shimizu, that was amazing! Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Yamaguchi, she's brilliant. But you didn't even give her a chance because she was a woman? You're unbelievable. We're gonna have to rethink your position. Wait, sir! Please, wait!
The manager chased the CEO as he walked out of the room. Once everyone was gone, we started celebrating. Thank you, everyone! I couldn't have done this without you. Great work, Yuka. I'm so proud of you. But we're just getting started. Let's keep it up.
Yeah, let's do this.
The project was a huge success. I got a big promotion after it was done. But on the other hand, Mr. Yamaguchi got a demotion. He was no longer the manager. He was demoted to section chief. Mrs. Kobayashi took her spot as manager. He was devastated, but I was really excited. Mrs. Kobayashi, congratulations! I don't know if I'm up for this.
You'll be a great manager.
Thanks, guys. I'll do my best. So now, the planning department was under new management. I was no longer discriminated against for being a woman. Mr. Yamaguchi, do you have the documents I asked you for?
Here you go.
This data is from last year. I asked for this year's data.
But that was the only one in the archives.
Wait, you went to the archives for this? Why don't you just go online?
Well, I'm not very good with computers, so...
Oh, right. Well, you better ask someone to teach you. I know. What about Sakai?
Sakai? You mean the new girl?
Yes, everyone else is busy, so he's the only one available right now.
Okay.
So he went over to Sakai.
Sakai, I need you to teach me how to use the computer.
What? You don't even know how to use a computer? How do you survive all these years?
Well, when I was your age, we didn't have computers, and...
Whatever. Here, I'll show you. It's really easy.
So Sakai went on to teach him how to use the computer. Mr. Yamaguchi could barely use the computer. He couldn't really do anything. The new girl was much more useful than he was. I was embarrassed for him. Look at him. This must be embarrassing for him.
Yeah. Oh well. Good riddance. I'm Masaki. This is something that happened to me when I was a kid. I was really smart. I got 100 on most of my tests. I always got the best grades in school. And my dad, who was a teacher himself, expected a lot from me. For many years, I got all A's. That was the norm for me. But then, something unexpected happened. What? All C's? I got 100 on every test and assignment, but for some reason, I got all C's. What? For real? How? You got 100 on everything! My friends seemed really confused. Like they said, I got 100 on almost everything. To them, I was a genius, so they couldn't believe this either. I didn't know what to do. I started to panic. Then our teacher came up to us.
You're upset, aren't you? Remember that feeling.
She said with a big smile on her face. I didn't know what to say. She was a new teacher here. My friend said to her, "But Masaki is a genius! Yeah, he used to get all A's. What happened? He got 100 on all the tests. Yeah, how did I do better than him? It makes no sense." I was freaking out. "Why did you give me all C's?" I asked her. She let out a big sigh and said,
You can't expect me to tell you all the answers. Think. Use your head for once.
She said to me.
Go home now.
Then she left. I didn't even know what to say. A few minutes later, I started crying in front of my friends. "Masaki, this isn't your fault. Don't worry about it. Yeah, man, we all know you're a genius. Forget about her." My friends comforted me, but I couldn't stop crying. It wasn't that I was scared of what my parents would say to me. I was just in shock. I felt so rejected, and the way my teacher said all those things to me, I was so upset.
Hey, wow, what happened?
I was still crying when I got home. Mom seemed really worried about me, but when I showed her my report card, she flipped out.
What is this? I thought you got 100 on everything. Did you cause trouble at school or something?
She yelled at me. I started crying again. Like she said, I got 100 on almost every test and assignment, so none of this made sense. A few hours later, my dad came home.
Masaki? What's wrong?
He seemed really worried about me. Then Mom told him what happened.
Come on, kid. Take a deep breath. Want some hot chocolate?
He told me to talk to him. He didn't raise his voice at me once.
Did you participate in class activities? Did you listen to the teacher in class?
Then he asked me a bunch of questions, and I said, yes, it was the truth.
I read all the comments too. This doesn't make any sense. And she gave him a B for understanding of the subject.
But he got a 100 on almost every test and assignment. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And if an all-A student got grades like this at our school, they'd call an emergency teachers meeting. Something isn't right.
What did I do wrong? I couldn't think of anything. But my parents were onto something. They knew something was up.
Masaki, I'm sorry I raised my voice earlier. Dad's gonna talk to your teacher tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, let's eat. What's for dinner?
Pork chops.
Awesome! Come on, Masaki, let's eat.
Okay. I was still upset, but I was glad my parents were on my side. The next day, it was the first day of summer vacation. She's probably not there, I thought, but from the looks of it, she was still at school.
Hello, I'm Masaki's father. I wanted to talk to you about his report card.
But a few minutes later, he grabbed the phone and went into his room. A few minutes after that, he came out. His face was completely red. Wow, he looks mad. Dad? What happened? Did I do something wrong?
No, you did nothing wrong.
Then he told me what she told him. At first, she just repeated what she wrote on my report card, but after last night's talk, Dad knew that those were all lies. So he kept digging. Then finally, she said,
Look, Masaki is a teacher's pet. He needs to experience failure. Otherwise, he'll get carried away. That's why I gave him all C's. I'm sure he'll become a better person as a result. Think about it.
She wasn't making a whole lot of sense. My dad hung up on her before she could finish her sentence. Afterwards, he called the vice principal and the principal and set up a meeting. The next day, we went to see the principal. It was my first time in the principal's office, so I was pretty nervous. When we walked in, they were already there. My teacher glared at me when she saw me. It looked like she was crying.
Stop doing that to my son!
My dad snapped at her.
Sir, we're really sorry about everything.
Then the principal and the vice principal apologized to us. I wasn't expecting that. Then they started talking. They asked me a few questions too. My teacher was freaking out.
It wasn't like that. I was doing this for him.
She started yelling. The principal told her to settle down. Anyways, I was surprised to find out that some of my friends' parents called the school as well when they found out about my grades.
My son told me he got better grades than the smartest kid in class. You sure this isn't some kind of mistake?
I wasn't expecting that. Most of my classmates knew I always got all A's, so they were pretty surprised to find out that I got all C's. And some of them talked to their parents about it.
You know Masaki? He got all C's this semester. He got a 100 on every test, though. I wonder what he did wrong.
Maybe he misbehaved in class.
No, he's not like that. Our teacher said, "You're upset, aren't you?" Remember that feeling? Not sure what she meant by that, but she made him cry, though.
What? That sounds weird.
And one of my friend's older brothers, he had entrance exams coming up soon. So that's what happened.
That doesn't sound right. Your older brother's entrance exam is coming up soon. What if she does the same thing to him?
We better check with the school. I wouldn't want my son getting bad grades for no reason. I'll call them right now.
So they got multiple calls from concerned parents. They didn't want her doing the same thing to their kids.
We'll look into it. Thank you.
It's not like that. Listen to me. I just wanted him to experience failure so he wouldn't get carried away. I did this for him.
My teacher was in tears by the end.
I don't think teaching is for her.
A few days later, we got an official apology letter from the school. So it turns out she gave me all C's for no reason. The other teachers were supposed to check the report cards before handing them out, but they were just too busy to notice it. Also, she was doing this to the other kids. She graded her students based on how she felt about them. For instance, the handsome kid in our class got better grades than he was supposed to, while a quiet girl who usually got all A's got some B's. But unlike my case, it was subtle, so nobody said anything. This became a huge problem at school. I didn't know it at the time, but the teachers had to work almost every day during summer vacation to fix this. When the new year started, my grades got revised, and we got a new teacher. Dad told me this kind of stuff happened all the time.
Good students like you get unfair treatments like this all the time. Personally, I think it's nonsense. If I ever become principal, I'll make sure something like this never happens.
A few years later, he became principal of the high school he worked at. He was a man of his words. He was working hard for equality and justice for the students. I was really proud of him. Today, I work with kids. I'm not a teacher or anything, but I love my job. But turns out I wasn't a genius at all. I was just an ordinary guy now. But life was good.
Sorry I'm late! You're late, Doc!
My bad. My friend, on the other hand, he just got his doctor's license. So we decided to meet up to celebrate.
My name is Kyohei. I work hard at a certain company. My job is definitely fulfilling, and all of my coworkers are hardworking as well. But that's within my department. There are a lot of people that work in this company, and that means I'm gonna stumble into people that I don't get along with.
Oh, Kyohei, you haven't submitted this paperwork.
Huh?
It's due today. What are you going to do? Hurry up.
No, I submitted it the day before yesterday.
That's not true. Hurry up.
This is one of the people that I don't get along with. It's Miss Sayuri from the department next door. After she found out about me, she's clearly picking fights with me. Just like you saw with the documents, she's always nitpicking. If I really didn't submit the papers, then I'd be more apologetic, but I know I submitted the papers, but she nags at me like some annoying elementary school student. Okay then, let's go to your department right now. I know it's there.
It's not there. It's definitely your mistake. Sayuri, what's going on? Kiyomi, listen to this.
Great, the other one. This is the other one that I don't get along with. This is Kiyomi, Sayuri's best friend. Sayuri doesn't like me, so she's always pretty annoying towards me too.
Are you serious, Kyohei? You're a lost cause, huh? Right? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I don't care if I'm lost or found, let's go check your department. After this whole bickering debacle, we went to check her department. Lo and behold, it was there, like I said.
Great, it's here. Come on, Kyohei, don't be so weird. Make it more clear when you submitted it. Seriously, you're giving us such a headache.
Uh-huh. This sort of thing happens often.
Mr. Kyohei, you dealing with those two again?
Yeah. Again? They're the ones I didn't check enough. Sorry for ya. Yeah, I'm getting used to it, it's alright. They said that they treat you like that because you look like her ex, right? Yeah, but according to the people who've actually seen the photos, you barely look like him. Maybe you have the same voice? That's it? I'm sorry, man. I mean, it's not like it affects my work that much. If it did, I'd actually have to do something about it, but... That happens, I'll help you out, man. Me too. Thanks, guys. However, it would turn out that that situation would come sooner than I thought. One day, I was heading to the cafeteria during lunch break when Sayuri started walking towards me with a grin on her face.
Hey, look at this.
And she shoved her phone in my face. The phone said, "This person is stupid, so just go along with what she says." Huh? I was confused by what was on the screen, and she just kept grinning.
Jump out of a window.
She said that out loud, dead serious, like she had just won the World Cup. I had no idea what was going on, but I read what was on the screen out loud. This person is so stupid, so just go along with what she says. Miss Sayuri, what is this? She heard me read her screen aloud, and...
Huh?
She didn't seem like she was messing around. She seemed like she really didn't know what was going on. Sayuri looked at her phone, clearly nervous.
What the hell is this?
She exclaimed. No, I'm the one that's confused here.
What the hell is this?
Wait, Miss Sayuri? Sayuri chucked her phone in my direction and started throwing things around her as well. Myself and a few other employees calmed her down, and she was taken away to the back by several of her bosses. What the hell was that about? I lost all my time when I was supposed to have lunch and couldn't really eat much. Oh man, they sold out of today's limited meals. The limited meals were also all sold out. After my lunch break was over, I went back to my department. A little while after, I was taken by the boss who took Sayuri. I was thinking that I didn't want to see her, but she was all calm because she was surrounded by her superiors. She was actually bawling her eyes out. According to my boss, she thought that she was using a hypnosis app on me. Popular in China and Japan. They'll listen to anything you say, also the app suggested. You just turn the app on and show your screen to them. However, make sure you don't hypnotize yourself. Great app, really. However, the message just shows up, embarrassing the person. However, she showed this to Kiyomi and
Go buy me a drink.
Kiyomi decided to just go with it. She was apparently believing in it, so she tried to get me to jump out of a window.
I figured since it's a hypnosis app, it wouldn't be my fault if you died.
Or so her story went. Is she stupid? Not to believe it, she apparently put in about $5,000 into this app. She was crying this much because she just figured out that she was scammed. I play games too, but I've never put that much money into this. Why does she have this app at all? All the bosses had a look of pity as well. The office is on the 4th floor. If the hypnosis worked, I was thinking about it, but I had no real proof of the interaction. And all that remained was the $5,000 that was gone in the joke app. Sayuri was too stupid. I mean, pitiful that her boss chewed her out. I hope she wisens up from this. Sayuri was bawling, so she came to me to apologize. Wait, no, she never did. Actually, Kiyomi said,
If you had just gone along with everything, this whole thing wouldn't have happened.
something going way too far. What? Are you saying you wanted me to kill myself?
That's not what I said. You could at least walk towards a window or something. Then I didn't have to hear my boss chew me out like that. This is so stupid. You're seriously such a square.
What? She wasn't there, but apparently Sayuri's boss actually chewed up Kiyomi as well for spurring the whole thing on in the first place.
I didn't do anything wrong. If I get a bad evaluation because of you, I'm totally going to sue you.
After this whole thing, Sayuri and Kiyomi stopped getting along. They used to mess with me at first, but now they mess with each other like some elementary schoolers. That's probably an insult to elementary schoolers. My niece is better suited to live in society. Sayuri got too mad and shoved Kiyomi right off the stairs at the train station. Kiyomi hit her head hard and was injured. Sayuri was arrested on the spot, so I'm sure a lot of people saw since it was at the train station. Crazy. If the police call, let me handle it. If you receive the call, just give me the phone. Why is that? Well, it's Sayuri. So I'm sure I should say something like, you spurred her on or something. Oh, yeah, that's actually true. However, there was never a call from the police. Kiyomi left the hospital and came back to work, but rumor of her wrongdoings had long spread throughout the offices. She seemed like things were way too uncomfortable and slowly disappeared from the offices. That whole stupid app was the reason that this all happened, but I'm sure Sayuri and Kiyomi both would have done something that crossed the line. It was pretty surprising, but since I've left the offices, my life has never been better. You all be careful about hypnosis apps too.
My name is Maya Uchiki. I'm just a regular old college student. My college life has been nothing but great. I'm not too used to living alone yet, but I'm actually kind of enjoying the scramble. All right, time to study hard. Lunch rolled around after my lecture was over. I always did something special during lunch. I would call my boyfriend, Ryuichi, who was attending a different college.
You're calling your boyfriend again? You don't get bored of him, huh?
Shh, stop interrupting me.
Okay. The peanut gallery will be quiet now.
Hello, Ryuji?
Yo, Maya! You just finished up your lecture? I'm actually bored because our lecture was just canceled for no reason.
Cool. Anyway, where do you want to go for this weekend's date? We always planned our weekend dates out with each other during our calls. By the way, last week, we went to the outlet park.
We can't just keep going out shopping in the movies. They're all pretty boring right now. What should we do?
Yeah, and the zoo or aquarium are overdone too. We've been struggling to find things to do on the weekends recently. We've pretty much gone to all the places we wanted to go. There aren't many places left that we want to go to. As I was struggling to decide what to do with Ryuji on our date.
You don't have to go anywhere, do you? Why struggle to decide where to go?
Huh?
Why don't you guys just hang out at one of your houses? You're off anyways, just rest and relax.
I didn't think of that. I had a boyfriend, so I figured that if I didn't go out, I would be missing out on something. I suggested that we just hang out at Ryuji's house when…
Oh, that's a great idea! Hey, you cook, right?
Huh? Oh yeah, I made myself lunch too.
Man, you make your own lunch? That's crazy! I cook for myself sometimes too, but I'm not that good at it yet. Can you cook me something this weekend then?
I was surprised by this suggestion. I don't want to let this chance to cook for someone I like go. Of course, it's perfect. What kind of things do you normally eat?
You know how cooking can be pretty tough, right? I eat a lot of frozen foods. You know, gyoza, fried rice. Then I just buy some random veggies and stir-fry it.
I see. I asked him what he wanted to eat, and then...
Something that's homey? Like some rice and stew or something. Oh, how about pork broth soup? That would be perfect.
Okay, I'll do my best for you. He also asked me to make 3 meals worth of rice and pork broth soup for him, as additional request. I had to do my best to cook an amazing meal for him. I visited his house this weekend and started cooking. Before I visited Ryuji's house, I went to a nearby supermarket to buy ingredients. Since I needed to make enough for 3 meals, it was quite a bit of food. What should I do with the seasoning? He said that he cooks on his own, so I guess I don't need to buy any. After I finished shopping, I headed home carrying all my groceries. The weekend rolled around and I did my best to cut back on trash that I'd be leaving at his house, so I started preparing the food here. Carefully, more careful than usual. I never cooked for anyone other than my family in my life. I was just cutting the veggies more carefully than I've ever cut them in my life. After I finished preparing everything, I headed to Ryuji's house. He was a college student living alone and the room was a mess.
Whoa, what's with all the Tupperware? You can just use the fridge however you need to. Alrighty, good luck.
I don't need luck for this. I was under a pretty big amount of pressure to make something good, but I really just wanted to cook something to see him happy. I just went to check the fridge to see what was in there first. There were some snacks, beer, and frozen foods. Hey, Ryuji, you don't have any seasoning in the fridge? Where do you put your seasoning?
Oh, my bad, it's in the kitchen cabinet. Just use that.
Oh, okay. I opened the cabinet like he said, and who would have thought? What is this? It's just salt, pepper, and ponzu. To make things worse, the salt and pepper were all mixed together. This is all the seasoning he's got? I can't make him his pork broth soup. I decided to go by the grocery store nearby to pick up some seasoning. I'll be right back. I need some more seasoning.
Huh? I thought you were a perfect cook, huh? My mommy always cooks things really good just using what's available to her.
I don't think you understand. I can't cook anything with just those seasonings. Even the leftovers in your fridge aren't enough. You've just got frozen foods and snacks. I can't do anything with that.
Yeah, look at the excuses rolling out. If you're really good at cooking, like you said, you'll be able to cook using what's available to you. If you have time to be making excuses like that, just hurry up and go buy whatever you need.
What the hell is that attitude? He's seriously pissing me off. I was pretty mad, but I decided to hold back my anger towards him and headed to the supermarket. That little piece of... Who does he think he is? I'm so mad, I'm so mad! I can't believe it! Ma'am? The store employee looked pretty concerned for me, but I didn't care. I just wanted to finish everything up. After I got back to his house, I finished all the cooking at a speed that surprised even myself.
Whoa, it's good!
I'm gonna head home after I finish washing the dishes.
What? Why don't you hang around a little? Are you upset because I was spot on about you not being that good at cooking?
He's never been so far off the mark. I ignored him, quietly put away the dishes, and headed home. The next day, I was walking with Rena to the station when...
Yo!
Huh? What did you want?
Oh, don't be so mean like that. I'm your boyfriend, man.
I was completely over this guy after yesterday's behavior. I didn't want anyone thinking this guy was my boyfriend.
Oh my gosh, Rena, hear me out. This guy has just been in a bad mood all day since yesterday. It's cute not being that good at cooking.
He started talking about yesterday's events as if they were something to be proud of. Apparently, he was under the impression that if you can't cook something up using the leftovers in the fridge, you were a terrible cook. You realize that if there was a solid supply of seasoning and your fridge didn't resemble something out of a middle-aged alcoholic, then I could have made something up real quick. But you didn't have any seasoning or any food at all. I went over there under the pretense that I'd be cooking a homemade meal for you, and you expect me to cook something for you with your leftovers? That's completely wrong.
Oh, come on, don't worry about it. You don't have to be so up in arms. The food was delicious. You can just do better next time, right? You wouldn't think that someone who can't just use the leftovers at someone's house is good at cooking either, right, Rena?
I think you might be able to make some stir-fry with frozen foods and salt and pepper. But you realize that stir-fried veggies isn't exactly something you want to whip up on your first trip to your boyfriend's house. That's just something you cook on your own when you want to use up food.
Yeah, exactly. People who are good at cooking can immediately come up with something to cook like that. That's what I was talking about. I'll look forward to next time.
I don't get it. Please speak English. Is this idiot okay? There won't be a next time.
Oh, come on, you've got jokes. They say that most things are just blessings in disguise. You can just cook something up better next time and all is well.
Sorry, I really can't handle people who don't listen to me, so we're going to have to separate for a while. Bye. I was tired of listening to a Ryuji who was clearly not taking the situation serious. I ignored him and went home. A few days later, Ryuji kept telling his friends about what happened, but most of the people kept telling him that he was wrong and a complete moron. In addition, what a weird nickname, Mr. Salt and Pepper Ponzu. Ryuji was being teased with a weird nickname. That's what happens when you mock someone and bring them down for nothing. Eat it, loser. My name is Misaki Fukuda. I'm 27 and work as a nurse. I was recently proposed to by my boyfriend of 7 years, Shota. He's always a positive and bright person, so I love being around him. I was looking forward to life as his wife and I wasn't expecting what was coming next. I was eating with friends to talk about the engagement. Congrats on your marriage, Misaki! Thank you. Man, you're finally getting married, huh? I just broke up with my boyfriend. We were drinking quite a bit, and we were getting pretty loud about married life. You know how you hear about people who treat their husbands as ATM or call their wives parasites? I wonder if that's a real thing. That's just a huge no.
Seriously, what would you say if he said that to you?
I don't know. Shota didn't seem like the 50s style's husband, and both my friend and I didn't really like the men on a pedestal type of husband. We were just joking around and having fun with the idea. How we wouldn't be able to come out and drink like this when we get married and have kids. After a month into the engagement, Shota was over at my house for the weekend.
Oh yeah, there was something I didn't tell you, by the way.
Huh?
I don't feed the fish that I fished you, so you better work. If you become some kind of leech, we're getting divorced.
Wait, what is this guy saying? I was actually worried I was hallucinating when we were talking about marriage the other day.
I want 2 kids.
Remembering, yeah, me too. Then during maternity leave, we even talked about how we would actually handle everything, but...
By the way, I know you were talking about maternity leave, but to me, that's just being neat. Our part-time employee was working till the end too, so I don't know about someone who's just willing to do, rest.
What's he going to say if I feel bad and have to take off work? Is he going to think I'm a parasite? I froze up thinking about it.
Bah, who am I kidding? You're not the type to do that. No one works as a housewife anymore.
I guess he was satisfied that I didn't say anything back because he just scoffed and smiled. He looked like someone completely new. I don't want to be a housewife or anything, but if I have to take off work to give birth, I need to take off work for birth. Is he going to call me a parasite when I'm pregnant? What if I have really bad morning sickness? Or I start feeling sick after childbirth? What if our kid is sick? What's he going to say about that? I was going to marry this guy? I took a deep breath and remembered everything I said to my friend. I'm glad that you were the same type as me. That means we're going to split cost of living, right?
That's the best thing, I think. We should be equal, right, Misaki?
Okay then. We should completely separate chores around the house too. You have to do the exact same amount as me or we're getting a divorce, okay? I smiled at him as I dropped that bomb. I thought I did anyway, but I probably had more of an awkward smirk. I think my voice was shaking too. He froze, mouth wide open.
Oh wait, hang on. I've never done any chores around the house and I can't cook, you know that.
Yeah? You can't even cook instant ramen well.
Right? And my work is just so busy.
Yeah, work is really busy, huh?
Yeah, I make money, you know.
But you work 8-hour work days just like me. You might stay late to finish off work sometimes, but we're generally on the same schedule. So since we're going to be splitting the bill, you should do the same amount of work around the house as me. Or this isn't fair, right?
But then, you don't have to pay half or anything, but you should do the things around the house, right?
Huh? Wait. So you're asking me to earn money for you to buy food while you do all the chores around the house? What are you, some kind of chore parasite?
What? How could you call me a parasite?
He must have figured out that I was just parroting what he said, and from there, I didn't really understand what he was saying. However, I ignored a now mumbling Shota and chased him out of the room. I can't marry someone who's going to call their fiancé a parasite or leech. Get out of my house!
Wait, hang on! You said you'd cook some hamburgers tonight, you promised!
Yeah, that's not the problem right now. I was furious and called the wedding venue on the spot to cancel the wedding. I was getting everything ready to call off the engagement. My hand was still shaking from everything. I was probably shaking the whole time I was talking to him too. I can't believe that what I was talking about with my friend would happen this soon. I don't want to quit my job since I'm working at my job that I've dreamt of as a child. Shota's mother was a housewife and Shota takes care of his mother. I got this job by paying myself through college with part-time jobs and finally made it. Shota knows that. Why would he say such a thing? A week later, I called Shota to let him know that the engagement was off. He didn't answer, so I just left him a message. I can't marry you. I've canceled the wedding. Have a nice life. Bye. I was in bed after he didn't answer me, and I suddenly got a call from him. It's 3 in the morning, and I have to work tomorrow. Hello?
Hey, Misaki. I was just drinking with the boys up until a second ago, and I just heard your voicemail. You can't just call off the wedding and engagement like that. I'm gonna sue your ass.
Okay, sure. If it's not something that's preposterous, I'll pay it.
That's not what I meant. Let's both calm down and talk about it.
Sure, let's cool off then. No contact for the whole time.
Hang on! Stop just deciding things on your own like that. Just calm down, I'm heading over now.
No, you need to calm down. No, if you want to calm down, we shouldn't see each other, right?
I'm heading over in the afternoon, so you better be there.
You're so annoying. I have work tomorrow, so no, I can't. And I'm going to rest on my days off, so no.
Then when can I see you? Give me a time and we can talk.
How about 100 years later? I hung up the phone, but then he immediately called me again. I told you that I had work today. Can you please stop calling me?
Stop talking to me like I'm a stranger.
Well, we're broken up now, so it makes sense. I don't want anything to do with you for the rest of my life.
Are you half asleep or something?
Who's acting like they're half asleep? But I just hung up because I'd rather not talk to him after this. He called me again, but if I didn't sleep, I wouldn't be able to focus on my job. So I turned off my phone and went to bed. The next morning, I was going to go to work when Shota was standing in the hallway.
Huh? You worked during the AM today? I'll wait in your room then. I didn't sleep at all yesterday, so let me sleep. Oh, and cook me something light for dinner.
He acted like this was all a given and tried to let himself in, but I stopped him. What? No, you're insane! Move! I shoved him away and closed the door in a hurry. I ran to work after that. He was following me too, but maybe he was too tired to chase me. He stopped after a little bit. I didn't sleep much because of him either. After work, I headed home, slightly terrified. I didn't see anyone around, so I was going to open my door when I could hear someone running towards me from the emergency exit. No! He tried to steal the key away from me, and I did my best to put up a fight.
Misaki, calm down! Calm down, please!
He let go of the key, but he didn't seem to want to go home, so I called the police behind my back. I was struggling to tell them where I was, but Shota didn't seem to want to leave, so it all worked out. Shota was taken by the police that had shown up, and I just collapsed after everything calmed down. I was seriously terrified. I can't believe that he was literally stationed in front of my house. I'm so glad that I didn't give him my spare key. He just kept calling me and messaging me after that.
I'm not a stalker. The phone just hung up out of the blue, so I was worried for her. I went to the middle of the night. But then she said she had work, so I figured I should let her sleep. That's why I was just waiting in front of the house. Then as soon as she saw me, she screamed and shoved me away, so I chased her thinking that something was weird. I went home after that, but I was just so worried that I went again in the afternoon. Then she was there as usual, so I thought I could talk to her, so I approached her and...
Then that happened.
I just wanted to talk to her calmly. I don't get what's going on.
After I heard the story, I was at a loss for how much we were misunderstanding each other. 7 years and I knew nothing about this man. What were these 7 years for? Calling the police let his parents know how crazy he was being, so we were able to officially call off the engagement. His mother, who was a housewife like I said, was pretty shocked at what he had told me. He was treated so great from his mother. How could he call someone a parasite like that? His parents both apologized and said they would be paying for damages. They also paid for my move and I moved houses. I'm going to live in my new place and work my job while enjoying life. My name is Nana Sadamoto. I'm just a regular college student. I don't understand a thing this professor was saying. Lectures were tough, and the more I tried to figure it out, the more my head hurt. But I had something that would blow all my worries out of the water coming after this. After getting through the lecture that I couldn't figure out, I started getting ready to head home. I'm so excited to go home.
Nana, what are you grinning for? It's kind of creepy.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about dinner and, yeah, I gotta stop. I can't do that. My friend Yui saw me grinning like a madman.
So why were you grinning like that? You have a date with your boyfriend or something?
No, I don't have a boyfriend. I'm going to an Italian buffet after this.
What? There's an Italian buffet around here?
I was going to go have fun alone, but oh well. Cat's out of the bag now. I figured I would explain everything to Yui. I found the place I was going to go to today at my hometown, in the middle of nowhere. There's a fancy store that suddenly popped up, and I always saw it when I was heading home, but there's always a huge line. If there's a huge line, it's gotta be good. I had some money from my part-time job, so I was going to go to the restaurant to check it out. So yeah, that's why I was grinning.
I see. An Italian buffet that's got a huge line, huh? Yeah, I'm salivating just imagining all the food. Hey, can I go with you to the store?
Yeah, of course. Let's both go have fun there. That's how Yui ended up coming with me to the Italian place. When we made it to the front of the store, there was a huge line, just like I saw before.
Whoa, this really is an insane line. We can really look forward to the food here.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I didn't even eat lunch for this dinner.
Look at you coming prepared.
I do think that since this is the middle of nowhere, everyone is curious when something new pops up. But after seeing this huge line form, you just have to check it out. About an hour after staying in line, we were shown to our seats inside the store. 2 customers coming in.
Whoa, this is way too fancy for me. I've always wanted to eat at a store like this.
It really is a lot better than I thought. We were slightly overwhelmed by how fancy the store was before we were escorted to our table.
Once you have decided what you'd like, go ahead and call me back over. Thank you.
Oh wait, hang on. We already know what we want.
We would both like the buffet, please.
The store sold itself on its buffet, so we'd be crazy not to order the buffet. We were both excited for the buffet here. After we ordered the buffet, but the employee suddenly says,
I'm sorry, ma'am, but we can't have you only order the buffet. Please read the menu before making your order.
Huh? But your store was advertised as having an all-you-can-eat Italian buffet.
Yes, we do have a sign that says Italian buffet. Is that a problem? This is why it's annoying when customers don't read the menu.
The store employees started explaining the store rules. Apparently, only ordering buffet was not allowed. If you wanted to order the buffet, you had to order a pizza or pasta dish.
Also, if you can't complete the pizza or pasta, you won't be able to order the buffet.
What? What the hell is that about?
I'm not sure what you're confused about, ma'am. I thought I was pretty clear. You know how wasted food is becoming more of an issue recently. This is what we do to prevent any food from being wasted. Thank you for your understanding. Once you finish the pizza or pasta, please call one of us and we'll gladly take your order. After we confirm that you finish your pizza or pasta, we will trade you for your buffet plates. Also, a word of warning, please read the fine print. Enjoy your meal.
She left quickly from our seat after leaving us with a bad taste in our mouths. What the hell is that employee's attitude? I mean, sure, we should have read the fine print, but that attitude was totally unnecessary.
Seriously, what the hell? And they even plaster Italian buffet all over the place. But the fact that you can't even order the thing they're advertising till you finish the pasta is totally a scam.
It can't be helped. Let's just order the pasta or pizza. I ordered a pasta and she ordered a pizza. When they showed up, we were at a loss for words. What? This is totally supersize or something, right? We didn't order a larger size.
No, this is a regular size. The pizza and pasta cannot be ordered outside of a course. There will be a combo salad.
She placed all the large bowls in front of us and laughed.
What are we going to do about this pasta and pizza? If we don't finish this, we can't go to the buffet. But if we finish this, there's no way we can enjoy the buffet at all.
I was really trying my best to eat the buffet, no matter what, but after this, there was no way that I could fit anything in my stomach. I was going to give up on the buffet this time and just finish the food in front of me. It was just as I lifted up my fork to eat my pasta, I noticed something I really wished I didn't. Hey, these noodles, they look dirty, and it looks like it's been chewed on before.
Wait, no way, right? That's not someone's leftovers or something. Is that what they're talking about with wasting food?
When we found the dirty pasta, we couldn't bring ourselves to eat anything here, so we left the store without taking a single bite.
The pasta set and the pizza set will be $110 total.
What? What the hell? This is totally a scam. We couldn't eat the buffet, and this price was way too expensive for its own good. If we didn't pay though, we would just be arrested. We ended up paying and left the store. After we left, we saw a couple that seemed excited to go into the store. If they go into the store now, they're definitely going to get in an argument. Do not go to this store.
What do you mean?
You won't be able to enjoy a buffet at all.
Yui and I warned the couple about what happened inside.
I didn't realize it was that kind of store.
They need to take down the all-you-can-eat sign then. Why the hell do we have to eat things we don't want to?
Seriously, this isn't a buffet or anything. It's just a huge scam.
Sounds like your story is true. Guess you won't be eating here then.
The couple heard the two leaving the store and decided to leave. The next day, when we talked about what happened to another friend,
You guys went to that store, huh? You two realize how that store's plastered all over the internet, right? It's infamous.
seriously? I should have read the reviews on the internet first. According to Alisa, the store was infamous for the buffet scam store, or leftover food exclusive store. About 3 months after the restaurant opened, almost no one ever went there anymore. I mean, they did something that scammy, so it's to be expected. The bad news about that store spread like a wildfire. Apparently, it's not ranked at the top of restaurants you never want to eat at. Oh, hey, would you like this? No, I'm good. I don't want to eat at a store that I don't even know when I'm going to be fed. Sorry, ma'am. I could see the writing on the ad briefly as she handed it to me. The ad said 30% off the lunch and the dinner was 50% off. It's too little too late for them. Everyone knew about how terrible that store was. There's not a single soul in the area that would go, no matter how big of a sale they had. Half a year after the restaurant opened, they quietly closed their doors. I mean, I'm not surprised. We don't need any restaurants that are willing to deceive their customers. Serves them right. This is how my hometown, middle of nowhere, became quiet and peaceful again.
Thanks for watching! Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Bye!